What is going on, everybody? Welcome to Schrishzen Thoughts, where I talk about stuff. First off, shout out to my subscribers. Shout out to anybody new coming across this channel. Comments and feedback are always welcome. And if you like what you hear, feel free to subscribe. I'd say hit the bell icon so that you get notifications when I post new videos, but I'm subscribed to people. I have their bell icons hit. I don't get notifications when they post. So when you check back, go to your feed. It should pop up in your algorithm as one that now will show up. But feel free to hop on board. So, living forever. Is this a topic that you have really thought about yourself? Have you sat down and contemplated what it would be like to live forever? I have. It was something I hadn't done prior to, or I had done a little bit prior to watching the video that I'm going to show you. But when I saw this video, it's one that solidified my idea that I don't want to live forever. And it's extremely difficult to even really fathom living forever. I say that because of the stuff that this dude talks about. It's Vsauce, the channel. He does a lot of science related, math related type videos. So they're meaty, but they're very entertaining. He has a great style. He has a great delivery. And this is one that when I saw it, I consider it to be life-changing because after seeing it, I can't unsee it and can't unthink of it. So when the thought of living forever is proposed, it just doesn't stick. Not as of now, it still hasn't. And this is even with my shift in ideas, with my change into believing in spirits, ghosts, and things like that. That gives a live forever element seeming, but it's not me. Even at the end of the day, I don't think that those things are the people that were here walking this earth. So, having a conversation with mom about that. I'm not done, Ma. I know you like to watch these, so I am going to respond to the last thing. I just haven't gotten around to doing it. But part of my response is related to this, to where if it's demons being those spirits, then okay, so then that's not them. And there's still a living forever element that it's spoken of in the Bible, where they're like, oh, if you want to live forever, if you seek to live forever. In Buddhism, if you seek to continue on forever, even though they know that it's not in this form, they I guess there is still like a you attachment to it, even though you don't really exist. But when I saw this, I was mind blown, and it really did. It shifted my thought in a direction that I'm like, I can't unthink of this now. When I think of this idea, and when people are like, yeah, I'd love to, I'm like, do you really? Do you really? Have you ever thought about how long forever is? Because even in this is not forever. This is not forever. So, video is called Math Magic, Vsauce. He's, yeah, like I said, his delivery is dope, and I think you'll enjoy.
It better, and it winds up being, well, even cooler. The number of different ways 52 cards can be arranged. There's obviously a lot. The top card could be any card, so there's 52 different possibilities. Any remaining cards can follow, so there are 51 possibilities for the next card. 50 for the third spot, 49 for the fourth, and so on. Multiplying all of these numbers together gives us how many unique ways 52 cards can be arranged. 52 factorial is a gigantic amount. So large, in fact, every time you shuffle a deck of cards well, smoosh it for a few minutes or riffle it 7 or more times, chances are you have put those playing cards into an order that they have never been in the entire history of cards, or humans, or the universe. Seriously.
That's wild. I remember hearing that, and I was like, "Yo, that is really is that?" And as he goes on, it's like, I get it. I mean, you could try, I guess. You can try. You can sit down and try and shuffle a deck and see if any time you ever shuffle it, it comes out exactly the same. But my guess is he's not making this up.
This is because 52 factorial is 8.0658 times 10 to the 67th. In comparison, the observable universe is only about 10 to the 18th seconds old. Even if you had been properly shuffling a deck every single second since the universe began 13.7 billion years ago, you still, to this day, wouldn't have even come close to assembling every arrangement possible. But even that doesn't paint the whole picture of just how big 52 factorial is. Scott Cheepiel wrote what, in my opinion, are some of the most mind-boggling visualizations of the size of 52 factorial.
This is where it gets fun. So it's one of those, like, yeah, you're getting info thrown at you, numbers, and you're like, I don't know what this means. I can't really get it. And then you see visuals, and you're like,
imagine setting a timer to count down 52 factorial seconds. While the timer runs, stand on the equator and wait 1 billion years. After a billion years have passed, take a single step forward, and then wait another billion years before taking a second step, and so on. Once you have walked all the way around the Earth, take a single drop of water out of the Pacific Ocean, that's 5/100ths of a milliliter, and set it aside. Now continue walking at a rate of 1 step every billion years, removing 1 drop after every journey around the entire Earth, and by the time the Pacific Ocean is completely empty, put a single sheet of paper on the ground. Refill the ocean and keep going.
so it's not done, but that already, you're waiting a billion years to take a single step to eventually walk around the entire Earth. You know how big this thing is. You live here. You live here. Imagine walking the Earth a single step at a time every billion years.
Until the stack of paper reaches the sun. At that point, how many seconds will be left on the timer? Will it be 0, a few hundred, a few billion? No, there will still be 8 times 10 to the 67 seconds left. You have barely made a dent. If you start all over again and do that whole thing 1,000 more times, you will only be 1/3 of the way done. Luckily, Scott
Again, 1,000 times. 1,000 times. You do this 1,000 times and you will not be finished. This is taking a step every billion years. Walking around the entire Earth to take 1 drop of water out of the ocean. You know what the ocean looks like. And you want to live longer than this. Or have you, I mean, you could. I'm not laughing at that. I just think that I can't see it. You can call it fallacious. But after this one, I'm pretty sure that's it. And if not, I couldn't imagine. It's hard for me to grasp living past this.
has a great idea for how to pass the rest of the time if you're bored of paper and water and walking. Instead, he says, deal yourself 5 cards every billion years. When you finally deal yourself a royal flush, buy a lottery ticket. If the ticket wins the lottery, throw a single grain of sand into the Grand Canyon. As soon as the Grand Canyon is completely full of sand, remove 1 ounce of rock. That's about 28 grams from Mount Everest. By the time Mount Everest is leveled, take a look at the clock. This is what will be left.
Only thing I don't like about this one is the lotto ticket part. It's like, what if you lose every time? Like every time you don't ever hit and you never get to take these grains out. It's like that'll throw the timer off. I get it. I didn't care for this part of the visual as much, but even still, this is wild.
Do the whole Royal Flush lottery ticket Grand Canyon Mount Everest thing 256 more times, and then, and only then, will your timer have reached 0.
This is probably why it's only 256 more, because they're factoring in that you're not winning the lotto ticket. Maybe.
That is how big 52 factorial is. It's pretty big. But now think about this.
So that, again, one of those things. Maybe you've thought about it, maybe you haven't. But if you haven't, it'll now be a little difficult to unsee that when thinking about it. Interested in still hearing your thoughts, your views, your opinions. Again, if you enjoyed this, feel free to hit that like button. If you haven't hopped on board yet, hit that subscribe button. And stay tuned as I post more. I do have another video that I might record right after this, if not later this evening. I have another paranormal TikTok review planned. I will say, in regards to my last one, the haunted theater one, my sister's boyfriend did throw up red flags as to where it could be fake, and I see parts of it that I'm like, you could be pulling our leg on this one. You could be. The people in the balcony, I still don't think is fake. It's just, I get it. The guy in the window, I don't know. I don't know about that one. The bathroom, maybe the person that was in there was just hiding very well, and then turned on the lights in the other place while he was looking around. It's like gave him enough time to sneak around and do that. Maybe. Same with the piano one. Maybe. So I can see the more fakeness in that one. Dude hasn't posted since 2021, so can't really check anything new. But I hope you enjoyed. Have a good one. Peace.